try to identify what you are doing in that particular case, what you are, what powers you have, what authority you have, what limitations are there in your power. This will help you to focus upon what is the problem and what is the solution that you are going to give. So this is the first important thing that we must be focusing upon. How can we write good answers to case studies in limited time? Now, there is no rule over here that you should be attempting case studies first or theoretical part first, 120, 130 marks, as in either ways it can go. It's your choice what you want to attempt. You don't have an option to not attempt any question. सारे के सारे सवाल attempt करने हैं और सारे के सारे अच्छे से ही attempt करने हैं. Ethics का पेपर एक साइड से देखा जाए मुश्किल in the sense नया है, इसीलिए टाइम लेता है. बट अगर दूसरी साइड से देखो उसके अंदर हमारे को कुछ चीटिंग करने का मौका भी मिलता है. चीटिंग करने का मतलब क्या है? चीटिंग मीन्स दैट यू लुक एट प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस. Good morning everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. We'll be taking a small session on case studies wherein we discuss some issues that students face while writing the answers, some issues that we face while evaluating the answers, and how can we synchronize all those things so that at the end of the day you are able to get good marks. Hopefully this session of around 10-15 minutes is able to cover up, is able to brush up some key aspects of case studies. So let's start our discussion. When you are given a case study, there is a role that you are generally put in. Generally, there is a role that you are going to play. You would be a DM or a SSP, or let's say some senior engineer, some manager, some CEO or whatever, some kind of officer, public, private, whatever. You would be in some position. The first and foremost aspect of you writing the answer to a case study is first and foremost, as in I'm going it before we discuss about case study. The first part is you must recognize what you are, meaning what powers you have, what authority you have, what limitations are there on your actions. First and foremost, recognize that what are you in that particular case study. I mean, again, I'm saying this before even you start writing and thinking about what is it that you're going to answer. First and foremost, recognize what role you are in. Why is this important? This is important because it helps you to focus upon the problem. There is a very big paragraph, 1-page paragraph, 150 words written in front of you. You have to read it again and again and again. And when you are reading it, what generally happens is you tend to lose focus. Losing focus doesn't mean that you are not understanding the case study. Chances are you are not able to understand the core problem that has been asked in the case study. So for this thing, first and foremost, try to identify what you are doing in that particular case. What you are, what powers you have, what authority you have, what limitations are there in your power. This will help you to focus upon what is the problem and what is the solution that you are going to give. So this is the first important thing that we must be focusing upon. When we look at ethics paper, as in the theoretical part and case studies part, I'm sure everybody knows there are around 6 case studies every year. Ethics paper is a little bit different from other papers in the sense that in ethics paper, you will always find that there is not enough time. In my experience, myself and with students, I've seen that many people are unable to finish ethics paper. The time is a constraint in GS 1, 2, 3 as well, but in ethics, it becomes even a bigger constraint. Most people that I talk about, not many, most people that I talk about, they end up leaving at least 1 or 2 questions in the exam. And if you leave these questions, then I'm sure you understand that you have sacrificed a lot upon your chances. If you look at the marks of people who are writing mains, selected, non-selected, marks would vary from 50 to 150, 45 to 145. Marks would vary in such a big range. As in somebody who is qualified prelims, that is writing mains, would end up getting 45 marks or 50 marks. Somebody else would end up getting 145 marks. As in, what explains this big difference? One thing, what explains is that one person is able to attempt all the questions, other one is not, but even then that's a very big difference. How can we prepare ourselves to write better answers? I'll be focusing upon the case studies portion or the theoretical part. I think Jatin sir and Smriti ma'am, other faculties have taken up those sessions. I'll be focusing on the case studies portion. How can we write good answers to case studies in limited time? Now, there is no rule over here that you should be attempting case studies first or theoretical part first. 120, 130 marks, as in either ways it can go. It's your choice what you want to attempt. You don't have an option to not attempt any question. सारे के सारे सवाल attempt करने हैं और सारे के सारे अच्छे से ही attempt करने हैं. You can't fool yourself into thinking that I have attempted, again, that's also an important point. You can't fool yourself into thinking that I have attempted all the questions, whereas the reality is that you might have written one paragraph or just few words, scribbled few words in your answer. You're befooling yourself that I've written all the answers. No, you have to write all the answers properly. Why does it take more time to answer ethics questions, particularly case studies? The simple aspect is because they are new. You have not seen those case studies earlier anywhere. You join any test series, you would not have seen that particular case. You might have seen a similar case, you might have come across a similar case in newspaper, but the case itself, केस के जो किरदार होंगे, जो प्लेयर्स होंगे, कॉन्टेक्स्ट सिचुएशन होगी, वो कुछ अलग होगा. कोर डायलेमा सेम हो सकता है, लेकिन हाँ केस के अंदर काफ़ी डिफरेंट चीज़ें होंगी. So as a result of that, there is lot of new information that has to be processed. You would have to think on your feet at that point, and that takes time. And therefore, you are unable to finish paper in time. It takes lot of time for you. What is it that we can do to write? As I was saying, what is it that we can do to write good answers in less time? Objective is we have to achieve these two things. Good answers in less time. क्या कर सकते हैं? One, it goes without saying that you will have to practice. Give test series, write answers, look at previous year questions. You will have to practice. Only when you practice, as in it goes without saying, but just for the sake of it, let me just emphasize on this part also. It goes without saying you have to practice a lot. But the important part is, how do we practice? Where do we prepare case studies from? एथिक्स का पेपर एक साइड से देखा जाए मुश्किल इन द सेंस नया है, इसीलिए टाइम लेता है. बट अगर दूसरी साइड से देखो, उसके अंदर हमारे को कुछ चीटिंग करने का मौका भी मिलता है. चीटिंग करने का मतलब क्या है? चीटिंग मीन्स दैट यू लुक एट प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस. PYQs आर अ एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट गाइड टू योर एथिक्स पेपर, बोथ theoretical and case studies. You look at previous year questions. For example, you pick up 2013 to 2024, 2024 mains. You pick up 10, 11 years of last previous case studies, or last 5 years of case studies. You have, let's say, 30 case studies in front of you. You look at these case studies, and then you look at all these case studies, you identify all the ethical dilemmas that are there in these case studies. Ethical dilemma, ultimately every case study would have some sort of a conflict which you are required to solve. There would be ultimately some A versus B, and I'm not saying that this is a person A versus B, some sort of course of action. Should you pursue A or should you pursue B? And there would be an ethical dilemma. Quickly, what is the ethical dilemma? Ethical dilemma means when the options that you have, none of them is unambiguously right or unambiguously wrong. You have got, let's say, 2 options in front of you. None of those options is unambiguously right, because had it been unambiguously right, there was no option in a sense. You'd always do that thing. Or for that matter, if something was unambiguously wrong, you would never do that thing, as in you should never do that thing. The problem arises when the 2 options that you have, there are some positives and there are some negatives. Some rights, some wrongs, some rights, some wrongs. Now is when you have to make a choice. So every case study would have some ethical dilemma. Pick up last 5 years papers, 30 case studies, 35 case studies. Identify the ethical dilemmas in all those case studies. Now this is time taking, in the sense that you are not writing an answer to previous year questions over here. You are looking at the cases, and through thinking and thinking again and again, you're trying to identify what is the core issue in that case, or set of issues in that case. You identify the ethical dilemma, you write down that, okay, this is A versus B, and you prepare some sort of a ready reckoner answer. You prepare an answer as to, if this dilemma is there in the question, how would you resolve it? Iska resolution kaise karoge? For example, you look at a case and you see that there is a dilemma between personal and professional values. Somebody who is supposed to act in some manner in his professional life versus in a personal life, as in personal interest lies somewhere else. So now there is some sort of a conflict in the case. And let's say you are that person who is faced with the dilemma of personal versus professional. Given that case, given the context of that case, how would you resolve it? And when I say that it takes time, what I mean to say is that it's not just that आप simply लिख दो कि हाँ भाई I will pursue my professional duty first क्योंकि duty है duty पहले आती है. You can't sacrifice your personal interests also. Remember this thing. As in, at the end of the day, you may want to pursue your professional interest, but you will never want to sacrifice your personal interest also, personal responsibilities as well. So you have to think about this as to if I see a dilemma, what is the resolution? मतलब क्या है resolution का? Resolution का मतलब ये नहीं है कि हाँ भी मैंने इसमें से A को choose कर लिया because A looks better, examiner feels that it is going to be better. No, I have to choose A, meaning I have to identify. Okay, I am not choosing B. There is something that I am sacrificing. B के कुछ positives थे मेरे को नहीं मिल रहे हैं, जिसको हम opportunity cost बोलते हैं basically. और अगर मैं A को choose कर भी रहा हूँ, तो A के साथ कुछ negatives भी हैं. I have to ensure that these negatives are minimized. And I have to try to achieve these positives also by pursuing A. किसी तरीके से जो मैं खो रहा हूँ, what am I losing? There must be some justification for this. Okay, I'm okay with losing these benefits. I will work hard to minimize these negatives of A. This is a resolution. This will take time. But if you do this exercise, it will take, let's say, 2 hours per day for 10 days. 10 दिन तक आपको 2-2 घंटा रोज लगाना पड़ेगा. Look at previous year questions. Let's say 30 previous year questions, last 5 years case studies. Look at those cases and then see what are the ethical dilemmas and how do you resolve those ethical dilemmas. Do this exercise, then you would be prepared to answer the questions quickly, correctly in the main exam. अच्छा आंसर कम समय में लिखने के लिए आपको ये प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी. प्रैक्टिस का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप सिंपली केस स्टडीज लिख के गए हो. प्रैक्टिस का मतलब ये है कि आपने केस स्टडीज पढ़ी हैं और उनके ऊपर टाइम स्पेंड किया है सोचने पर. ओके, आई एम एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई द डायलेमा एंड I know that how am I going to resolve this dilemma. Resolution meaning that I have to justify why did I take this thing, justify why am I okay with sacrificing this thing. I have to take some steps to minimize the negatives of the step that or the action that I'm going to choose. This is resolution. So write one paragraph answer. Identify the dilemma and write one paragraph, not 1 page or 2 page, just one paragraph, meaning 4 or 5 lines answer. Write one paragraph answer as to how are you going to resolve this dilemma. Do this exercise for last 5 years case studies or let's say 30-35 case studies and you are set to go. That is how you are going to be preparing for case studies. Now, the important aspect that I started with. What are the problems that students feel in writing the answers and also what do we see? How is our evaluation? Problem क्या होती है? Problem क्या students face करते हैं? एक तो मैंने बताया time की problem है. टाइम की प्रॉब्लम को हम ऐसे रिजॉल्व करेंगे. अच्छा आंसर कम समय में लिखना, that is how to resolve this problem. Another important aspect that we have identified from both sides, as in from teacher side, is evaluator side, and from student side is. First was time, and second aspect is, as in second aspects are quality. Time being very important aspect, and now I'll talk about some qualitative aspects. One problem that we see that students are the mistake the students are committing is they are throwing jargons. And when I say jargon, I don't just mean to say that you're writing deontological ethics, as in the term, a difficult term, a term that is probably less understood. What I mean to say when I say jargons is that students write these terms: integrity, transparency, honesty, accountability, relatively simpler terms, or let me use the word straightforward terms to understand that, as in we use in normal language. You use these terms without any context, without any understanding, and hence that becomes a jargon. एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव केस स्टडी आई है, कहीं पे आप डीएम हो, पुलिस ऑफिसर हो, आपको कुछ काम करना है, डिजास्टर मैनेज करना है, और वहाँ पे आप लिख रहे हो कि यहाँ पे ट्रांसपेरेंसी इंपॉर्टेंट एथिकल वैल्यू है. अरे भाई, ट्रांसपेरेंसी का वहाँ पे क्या काम है? होगा ट्रांसपेरेंसी का काम, अकाउंटेबिलिटी का काम होगा, बट मे बी इट इज मोर अबाउट लीडरशिप, मे बी इट इज मोर अबाउट करेज, मे बी इट इज अबाउट सम कमिटमेंट टू योर वैल्यूज, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल वैल्यूज, सम पर्सनल मॉरल कोड, मे बी इट इज अबाउट दैट. You can't just simply be writing these terms again and again. You use the word integrity without knowing what is the meaning of the word integrity. You use the word transparency without understanding that इसको मैंने सही context में इस्तेमाल किया भी है कि नहीं किया है. बहुत बड़ी problem है. Many answers that we evaluate, we see that students are simply writing, I'll not use the word robotic over here, robots have become quite advanced. Students are writing simply an answer. They see this thing. Okay, let me write these values. फटाफट लिख दें. Courage, perseverance, transparency, accountability, leadership, objectivity, all these things. Understand what you are writing. Don't just be throwing jargons around in your answer. Write with proper context. कम लिखो लेकिन relevant चीज लिखो. Very important problem that we see is there in the answers. Another very common problem that we see is applying personal morality or being prejudiced or biased. Let's face it, we are all emotional human beings, we all have opinionated human beings, we all have some opinions about many things. But having an opinion and being opinionated are different things. Sitting in judgment versus being judgmental are different things. You don't have to be judgmental in your answers. I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. भावनाएं समझ पा रहे हो? You don't have to simply write down कि मुझे दिमाग में क्या लगता है, मेरा experience अपना, मेरा region, religion, caste, background, all those things, मेरे political opinions. आपको अपनी चीज़ें, मुझे जो सही लगता है वो मैं लिखूंगा नहीं. There has to be a reasoned framework. अपनी personal morality apply नहीं करनी है, एक reasoned framework में answer लिखना है. Reasoned framework. Look at as to what your, look at what opinion are you giving. More than that, look at why you are giving that opinion. Your opinion matters because it has been asked. क्या करोगे पूछा गया है तो लिखना तो है कि भी हम क्या करेंगे, लेकिन क्या करोगे से इंपॉर्टेंट है क्यों वो चीज़ आप करोगे. एक जस्टिफिकेशन होना चाहिए. My opinion and your opinion or somebody else's opinion might not be very different. We are all rational human beings. Chances are we would be giving a similar opinion. But my opinion would be better than yours because I would have a reasoning for my opinion. It would not merely be based on my hunch or my intuition or my bias or my personal moral codes. I will look at this situation, try to assess it as objectively as possible, and then I will develop some sort of a framework to evaluate whether the course of action is right or wrong or what challenges are there. एक framework मैं evaluate करूँगा. ये बताया था ना मैंने आपको कि A versus B, कि A की सही चीज़ क्या है, गलत चीज़ क्या है, recognize करो. अगर आप biased होकर आंसर दे रहे हो ना तो आप केवल A को ही देखोगे, B को तो देख ही नहीं पाओगे. अगर आप biased होकर दे रहे हो तो आपको A की कोई कमी भी नहीं दिखेगी. आंसर लिखते समय हमको चूज करना है व्हाट एम आई गोइंग टू डू, रिकॉग्नाइज दैट व्हाट एम आई सैक्रिफाइसिंग, रिकॉग्नाइज दैट व्हाट आई एम डूइंग विल हैव सम प्रॉब्लम्स एंड हेंस आई कैन वर्क टू एड्रेस दोज प्रॉब्लम्स. दिस इज व्हाट अ रीजन्ड फ्रेमवर्क इज वर्सेस अ बायस और अ स्टीरियोटिपिकल आंसर वुड बी व्हेन यू लुक एट ओनली दिस पार्ट. ओके, आई डू दिस बिकॉज इट हैज दिस पॉजिटिव. दैट्स अ बायस्ड आंसर और स्टीरियोटिपिकल जजमेंटल आंसर. So make sure that when you are writing an answer, you are addressing these aspects. So this is a very common problem that we see. Students simply write, I will do this. They don't even bother to write the word because. They might write 1 or 2 lines and that would simply be recursive reference. I will do this because this is good. No, that's not what has been asked. What has been asked is why are you going to do something? What is the justification that you are going to give? Think about you're going to become a civil servant. A person who is going to have access to public resources. You will have to act in a manner that all your actions are justified. So this becomes a very important aspect. These are 3 important problems that we see. There are others also, but these are 3 key problems that we see are there in answers written by students. 1, they are not able to manage their time well. For that, do this thing. They are throwing jargons without understanding. Please understand what is it that you are writing. It must be contextual. And third, please don't apply your personal biases or morality or stop being judgmental. Write down an answer in reason framework. ये हमारे 3 मेन इश्यूज हैं जो हम आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं केस स्टडीज़ के आंसर में. और इन सबको एड्रेस करने के लिए एक इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ बहुत ज़रूरी जो मैं सबसे पहले बोला था, हमेशा आइडेंटिफाई करो कि आप क्या हो. आपको हर जगह ज्ञान देने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. You are a civil servant, let's say a DM, you're not, let's say in that case, a politician. You're not, let's say in that case, a teacher that, okay, I'm going to do this thing. You are a DM, you're not, let's say an education secretary. आप DM हो और आप वहाँ पे लिख रहे हो कि मैं सोसाइटी के अंदर वैल्यूज़ चेंज करने की कोशिश करूँगा, करिकुलम में इंट्रोड्यूस करूँगा। आपका काम थोड़ा ना भाई करिकुलम चेंज करना, आइडेंटिफाई करो कि आप किस पोजीशन में हो, तभी आप प्रॉब्लम को आइडेंटिफाई कर पाओगे, प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्यूशन दे पाओगे. सो दिस इज माय short session about case studies. We are starting a batch, means advanced batch, that is going to have some case study session as well. I would urge those who are writing mains this year, please consider joining it. We'll be covering many case studies. Our focus is to cover as many case studies as possible, but around 50 case studies is what we intend to cover in our sessions. We'll be taking up case studies, we'll be discussing answers that you write, and then more importantly, we'll discuss how can we improve the quality of your answers in lesser amount of time. That's it from my side. Everybody, please take care. All the best.